The 1999 to 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee, or WJ, just might be one of the cheapest, most versatile, and fun vehicles on the planet right now. This 99 Grand Cherokee has a long arm 4-inch lift kit from Iron Rock Off-Road, some Hankook mud terrain tires to get up some of this sketchy stuff, and still maintains the mannerisms of some of the things I like blasting down fire roads, yet is still comfortable carrying my precious cargo. So what better way to shake down a newly upgraded vehicle than by putting it to the ultimate test in the wild? I decided to head out to Death Valley in the summertime to test the Jeep and learn more about this off-roading thing. And along the way, see some of the cool sights of this amazing and brutal spot on our planet. My friend Mike Todd here is a longtime 4x4 guy and knows these mountains like the back of his hand, and agreed to let me follow him into the hills for some learning.
We came up the Cerro Gordo Swansea Road, which was a supply road that went all the way up to the Tram Master Station. It's at the top of the ridge up here. You can't see it right now. This right here was where they changed out either mules, added mules to their train, or they took them off and added fresh ones on them. And it's hard to say exactly what they were doing. This guy lived here full time while they were building all of that stuff. And it took them a few years to build it, but it's amazing the amount of stuff that they carried up this road here. And they'd have a Chinese crew that would maintain all of this right here. Right now it's washed out, no one has been here. And it's gonna be interesting as to what we run into up there. I'm not quite sure what that's gonna be yet, but we'll see. We've got a Jeep and another capable vehicle here with us. And
in a tow vehicle.
We'll figure it out.
So Mike's up scouting ahead to find a little better path than through this washed out creek bed. We're the first people up this since the last big thunderstorm that really did some damage here. So he's the guy with the smarts, so we listen to him. So the plan was made to climb out of the wash and flank the other side of the valley until we can cut back across to the trail. Mike's advice here is to be extra careful because bushes hide rocks that can easily slash your tires. So scout your path before you drive. Yeah, doggy. Day one, and things are going pretty darn good. I don't mean to jinx it. We just climbed up to about 9,200 feet, and we're dropping back down into this little valley. We're thinking about trying to camp at this tram stop up here. We'll get a little video of that. But so far the Jeep's been great. His Toyota's always been great, and suspension's been treating me really well. Temperatures are good now. We're heating up coming up this hill, and we'll report in later. But so far everything is awesome, and the weather is fantastic. This is August, just outside of Death Valley. Doesn't get much better. After a bit more climbing, we got to the Saline Valley Salt Tramway main station. This thing is an engineering marvel that operated between 1913 and 1933. The purpose of the tramway was to get the salt they harvested from the Saline Valley to the processing plants 13 miles away in the Owens Valley.
This was Station Master's chair. He managed this whole system right here out of this chair. Sierras are over there, a nice beautiful view of the Sierra Nevadas. And it was quite an operation at one time.
Well, okay, I'll sit.
Go ahead.
I'll partake.
You see how the cables came
Station
up
Master's chair, I'm chilling. Oh, this is sketchy. very creaky, and it's a long way down. Holy mackerel. What is that down there?
Well, that's the gear that ran this whole system. You can see how the spokes are sheared off of the gear portion. Right here is where it geared into, right there.
So at 6:15 day one, we entered in the northeast side of the canyon, and now we're trying to make a run for it down back into the valley floor, but it's hot down here. So we want to try to get all the way across this valley up to the next valley to see if we can get to this hunter's cabin. Wow. Low tire pressure, washboard road. Probably going a little too fast. Turns out the National Park Service would force us to change our plans. We were stopped at a roadblock for what was called a special operation and turned around. Kind of a bummer. So we hauled as fast as possible up to the edge of Lee's Flats to set up camp for the night. Ended up being pretty nice. Night one, setting up camp at the, what cabin is this, Mike?
Nelson.
At the Nelson cabin. Disgusting sunset happening behind you. Mike's getting ready to cook some dinner. Put a little bit of gas in the vehicles. Get a little break. And enjoy the evening and some food. So I tried one of these self-inflating mattresses last night. Don't do it. Sounded good on the box, but it was just like sleeping on this thing right here. So I'm trying to save you some money. It was 20 bucks or 25 bucks. Don't even bother.
Sweet corn.
That looks good, Mike. What is this again?
It's sausage, peppers, potatoes, and onion.
Smells good. This is normal camping food for you?
Yeah.
Normal camping food for me is a Cliff Bar and some beef jerky.
I noticed.
So all in all, yesterday went pretty great. Jeep did fantastic. Stayed up with our guy Mike there in his little Toyota pick-em-up truck. Just finished breakfast, and I'm seeing why when you put a suspension kit on your car, they say to tighten the bolts after 100 miles. Well, they mean it. Even though we tightened this thing up pretty tight, I'm finding a lot of loose stuff up here, but we beat on it pretty hard yesterday. Nothing serious, but the sway bar, the shocks, they were all loose. Thunderstorm. Heading up to the charcoal kilns. We're just above Wild Rose. Heading on towards the Middle Eastern side of the canyon. And as you can see, it's blue skies there. Right above us is a thunderstorm. And it's kind of cool. Yeah, it's going great. Everything's running good. Jeep feels great. Check out the kilns.
That's where the tenders lived at, and everybody else just slept on the ground. But the guy who was running the place actually lived there. He was a Swede.
Got a roof over his head.
Had a roof over his head, and he would make charcoal for the mining industry here.
You should get in there.
Oh, okay.
How big is this, you think?
Pretty big. Come inside.
Oh, cool. Wow. That is very cool.
It is cool.
So This must have been a really awesome place to work in the middle of summer.
It was, yeah. You can see these vent holes that they would plug up and unplug so they could regulate the amount of heat that was inside here. This is called Wild Rose Canyon, and we're going to go up this road here a few miles, and we'll run into a campsite called Mahogany Flats. And Mahogany Flats is a neat place to go in the summertime when it's 120 degrees down in the valley and 75 or 80 up there.
Mr. Todd, why don't you tell us what's happening right now?
I think we're going through a bit of an afternoon shower. And it's going to get worse because it's coming up the valley.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Washes the dust off a really nice looking truck.
Well, I can't shoot the really nice looking truck. All I see is this Toyota one right here. The nice one's right over here. This Jeep.
Really, really nice air pumper upper.
Oh, yes. Hey, in the time that it took that little pump right there to do one tire,
I got 7 done.
7 of them done with yours. Yeah, well, all right, we're going to work on that. Okay, it's morning of day 3. We camped at Mahogany Flats, had a great night. It was, temperature was perfect up here. It's at 8,300 feet, I think. And got a little thunderstorm, lots of lightning. It was just great. And on the valley floor, it was 117 yesterday. So, had a great dinner, slept well. Up, not even early. It's 10 o'clock now. We're actually just below Telescope Peak.
I bet she's got a phone. She keeps looking across the road. Here he is up there on the left. See him?
Yet another one of the benefits of going four-wheeling with a veteran, besides the fact that they may cook great camping food for you, is the fact that they know all of these cool, out-of-the-way spots that most people would miss.
This is an old ranger's cabin. And you can see the chimney is still here. You can have a fire in it. Pretty cool. They had electricity here. There was a generator there. You can see where the old roof went across the top there.
So there you have it. The Jeep WJ did great. Comfortable, capable, and cheap. I'm looking forward to spending a lot more time off-road in the future. But before this trip is done, we make one more stop in Trona, California for the best tasting root beer float I've probably ever had. So this is the end of the trip. We're back close to civilization. Actually, Trona is technically civilization. And they have great root beer floats.
For visitors.
Yeah, they have great root beer floats here at the Trails Drive-In. Enjoy. Success.